as your pole sitter brings the field to the green flag for the first time here tonight for the Canadian Grand Prix. Brought to you by ClipThat. Green flag flies for the first time here at Montreal Circuit. Gilles Villeneuve down into turn one. Field looks like they get through well and clear. Everybody makes their way off of turn number two. Now your race leader begins to gap the rest of the drivers behind him. Altena makes his way to second. Altena up to second on the speedway. Van de Sant gonna fall back to third. Oscar Fredrickson right there with a battle with Maxi Stang. That's still a top five spot. Battles all over through the field. Thomas Kessler right there breathing down the neck of the 27 of Craig Forsyth. They're back there battling for the 9th and 10th position on the track. Already on some of those push to pass buttons. A few of the drivers through the field. Looks like we've got about 3 drivers already pushing that push to pass button, trying to get a little bit of extra speed, trying to get a little bit more out of their cars. Doesn't look like anybody's really had any troubles out there. Timing and scoring still looks good. And oh, Christopher Kresge. Something has happened too. That 16 machine will go back, check in with Kresge as he is just behind Nick de Groot back there with the 18th spot. Christian Alesio right there in 19th. Just a half a second off of Kresge's rear wing right now. There you can see a long train of cars making their way down through these final chicanes. In the back stretch, that wall of champions is going to catch somebody out tonight, I can guarantee you. Meanwhile, back at the front of this field, lap number 2 underway out of the 35 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Will continue around the track here tonight, checking out all different types of battles, all different drivers on the speedway. Altena right now able to keep that second spot from the start of this race. He's trying to close in, trying to close the gap down to Gavin Sanders, Canada's very own, leading the home country race here tonight. And there you can see already that gap beginning to reach just about a 1 second difference between Sanders and Altena. Gonna have to keep our eye on pit road. Which one of these drivers are gonna come down and get some different tires? You can see right there your top 2 drivers running those white wall tires, while Alex Van de Sant sitting right there in the 3rd spot. He is running those red wall tires, as well as Maxi Stang in that 4th position. So both of those drivers on the red wall tires here to start tonight's ClipThat Canadian Grand Prix. Julian Altena now losing that spot to Alex Van de Sant. Van de Sant going to move up 1 position from where he started tonight's race. And the man enjoying that battle right now is Gavin Sanders, up to a 1.3 second advantage now over Van de Sant. And looks like Robert Sadler may have had a little bit of trouble, as well as Dave Stedman. We'll check this out, see what happened back here with Sadler. Looking forward, trying to see it. There you can see Sadler on the outside going into the chicane. And just overstepping it a little bit, running off of the track. No harm, no foul there for Robert Sadler in that 6 machine, so he'll soldier on. Dave Stedman also with a little bit of an incident. That was right around the same time with Sadler. Both of those drivers were running pretty much identical on the raceway. There you can see, after Sadler's trouble, Dave Stedman on the brakes real hard. That's going to cue up the timing and scoring that there may have been a problem. No harm, no foul. Those drivers stay green flag racing. Will jump up at the front of the field once again. And I say stay green flag racing because we're not seeing that local yellow fly here. Road rules apply. No full course cautions here tonight in round number 6 and season number 3 for Velocity Online Racing. You're watching the ClipThat Canadian Grand Prix. And as we've got multiple drivers all over this track, field beginning to get a little bit spread out, we'll throw that track map up there for you on the right-hand side of your screen just for a brief moment, just so you can get an idea of just how spread out these drivers are. Your race leader just now crossing that start-finish line. Drivers outside of the top 15 have yet to even hit the wall of champions. It looks like they're all gapped up right there at the front with each other on that track map. But over there on the left-hand side of your screen, you can see the gaps. You can see the distances between all of these drivers. And now over 1 second advantage for Gavin Sanders over the 17 of Alex Van de Sant. Isaac Morris now up to the third spot, up 15 positions from where he started tonight's race. Isaac Morris, he is a man on a mission right now. Let's jump out here with this 63 driver, as he did have one of the quickest times in last night's race, making his way into tonight. Morris looking to repeat that speed once again here tonight, now making his way inside those podium spots. He'll continue his run towards the front. Still a very long way to go. Still 31 laps remaining here tonight. That is a very long distance. 2.6, I think it's 2.63 mile track here. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Beautiful, beautiful raceway surrounded by water, as you heard in the pre-race. So you get to see boats, you get to see some of the aquatic life and what it brings as well. Very serene, very calm and soothing right there with the amount of horsepower and just raw. I'm just going to leave that one alone. Just going to leave that one alone and move on. Van de Sant able to click off some distance. He's right there battling with Gavin Sanders. Could we see a pass for the race lead now? That top spot in danger. Sanders only leading by 0.7 of a second. And these two drivers, they have stepped away just a little bit from Isaac Morris, running in that third spot, 1.6 seconds back from Van de Sant. There you can see Morris making his way out of the corner. Alton is still behind him. Maxie Stang, Oscar Fredrickson, Dakota DeMage, Matt Houston, Shane Coogan, Craig Forsyth round out your top 10. Hard into the hairpin. Van de Sant closes that gap, closes in right there all over him. And Van de Sant looks like he is being quite conservative on that push to pass button. Still all 10 pushes left in his back pocket. Same for Julian Alton as well as Maxie Stang. Other drivers right here inside that top 5, they've already pushed the button 1 to 3 times already. Your race leader, just 7 push to pass left. As we've got a battle, here comes the 17 on the outside going into turns number 1 and 2. Oh, jumping the curb. Van de Sant with some trouble. Van de Sant going to jump the curb. That's going to open the door for Isaac Morris. Morris looking to the inside. Not going to push the issue going into turn number 3. He'll slide in line and head at a 4. Following Van de Sant now, who is closing once again back onto Gavin Sanders into 5 and 6. To the inside, and contact between Morris and Van de Sant. And Van de Sant going to catch the short end of the stick on that one. Julian Alton, he's going to make his way by. So after a little contact between Isaac Morris and Alex Van de Sant has fallen back to the 4th spot now. And Isaac Morris, he's looking to try to go up there and snatch that race lead away from Gavin Sanders. Your pole sitter has led the entire race so far here tonight for the ClipThat Canadian Grand Prix. Battle for the race lead. Sanders looks to the outside to try to keep it, but no, Isaac Morris going to take it away. Inside lane heading into turn 13, 14. He pulls the pass off, heading through the wall of Champions Corner. And back down into turn 1, now commanding that top spot is Isaac Morris. While we watch this battle unfold, it looks like we've had a few drivers with a little bit of issues. We'll jump back here, see what happened with Oscar Fredrickson back here on that last lap, back on lap number 8. Let's see what happened to that 12. Oh, just up and over one of those curbs, and an innocent mistake becomes a nightmare. Christian Alajo also with some trouble. There you can see the 81 trying to make his way through this little chicane here. I believe that is turn number 5 and 6. Up on the gas and on the curb and around Alajo goes. Craig Forsyth also with an on-track incident back here on lap number 9. We'll check out and see what happened here to Forsyth. And it looked like just hard on the brakes, lock up, a front right lock up. And Forsyth forced off track for the time being. We'll jump back up front now with a battle with the race lead. Gavin Sanders has Julian Altina behind him. Right there it is. There you can see the Sanders, and just behind him you'll begin to see Julian Altina begin to make his way into the screenshot. There you can see him. Altina battling with Van de Sant. That's for the 3rd and 4th spot as Sanders tries to somehow run back down Isaac Morris, who has stepped away now to a 1.7 race advantage as we work our way around the track. Lap number 10 now underway out of the 35 scheduled in tonight's official race distance for the ClipThat Canadian Grand Prix. The 16-year-old Julian Altina at a Velocity Online Racing stable. There you can see that one machine just in front of one of his closest competitors battling for that 3rd spot now as Altina has control of that 3rd and final podium spot here tonight. We'll jump back a little bit of information there you see for Alex Van de Sant in the 17, another very young driver, and he's going to make his way by Altina that time by. Put Van de Sant now up into the 3rd spot as Altina drops to 4th. Few back markers trying to make his way by. Nunez going to go to the outside here after turn 5 and 6. Head down into chicane 7 and 8 here. Or 8 and 9. I apologize. I always get those a little bit mixed up and out of whack. But still, nobody on the pit road for their pit stop. We're going to have to keep our eye on that. Going to have to keep our eye on a lot of things. Going to go up to this battle here. There you can see Matt Houston, Shane Coogan, those two drivers battling for a spot on the speedway. Oscar Fredrickson just behind Coogan. That's a little closer battle right there between those two drivers. And I tell you what, we'll let you see how they're running relative to each other. Throw up the sector times here for you between Coogan and Fredrickson. There you can see Fredrickson just a little bit off. Oh, and a big time moment there off of turn number 2. Didn't look like Houston got the power. Coogan got the power down the way that he needed to. Fredrickson closed right up in on that rear spoiler, not able to make his way by yet, but still, that is one heck of a run. This is the closest battle on track as the drivers continue through sector number 2. We'll wait to see who is the fastest, and it looks like Fredrickson gonna take that spot away. Fredrickson now faster on the speedway. Dominate before at the front of the field, and there he goes, breaking off for pit road. Morris gonna come get some fuel in tires, give up that race lead. That will put the lead in this man's hands, and he is indeed gonna stay out on track as Julian Altina also gonna stay out on track. Alex Van de Sant gonna bring his 17 machine to pit road, and will the undercut work here for Van de Sant and Matt Houston? He brings his machine back to pit road as well, or will this long run pan out for Gavin Sanders, Julian Altina, Maxie Stangen, Dakota DeMage? Now, last driver inside of your top 5. Isaac Morris being scored in 5th, but still making his way out of pit road, and indeed he's going to rejoin the raceway. He's going to rejoin the track right there in that 5th spot. Oh, and contact Gavin Sanders. Looked like there was contact right there. Looked like John Christensen may have had some trouble. We'll take a look back here. There you can see Christensen with some trouble. One more look, Bart Feurenstein as well as John Christensen, both of those drivers involved in that one, and that was right in front of your race leader, Gavin Sanders. That could have ended bad for your race leader as he makes his way out of the hairpin and now back up towards the Wall of Champions, turn 13 and 14 here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Looks like more drivers heading to pit road. Gavin Sanders, the 44 of John Christensen, also going to bring his machine to pit road. Altena and Stang, Dakota Damage, Isaac Morris. Looks like he very well may inherit this race lead once again through the Wall of Champions corner, coming down the front stretch. Drivers not out of pit road just yet, and Morris going to have a huge lead at the end of this round of green flag pit stops. Oh my goodness. Big time lead, big time gap now. Back to Gavin Sanders running in that second position. It says 6 seconds right now, but I can assure you that's probably going to grow here just a little bit over the next lap or two. Damage, Houston, Gessler, Fredrickson, and Perino all on the pit road, this time by with 17 laps remaining here tonight in the Canadian Grand Prix. Man, I tell you what, it has got to be a good feeling to be that good here tonight with under 15 laps remaining. Your race leader, the 63 of Isaac Morris, enjoys an 8.5 second race advantage there. You can see a look back at that driver as he pilots that 63 machine. Heck of a job out there. Commanding lead, Craig Forsyth in the 27. Fredrickson, driver out of Sweden, was the runner-up in last season number 2 here for Velocity Online Racing. If you remember, that race at Auto Club didn't quite go Fredrickson's way. Ended up walking away in second in the point standings last season to Julian Altena running in the third spot here tonight. Altena back-to-back season championships here in the Velocity Online IndyCar Championship. Also was the Season 5 driver champion back in the F1 2019 game. So Altena very familiar with these road courses and how they run. Gonna jump high above the track now with one of the helicopter cams here tonight at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, the Montreal track. That's right, the ClipThat Canadian Grand Prix underway. Just 12 laps remaining. It has been a hot and heavy battle between multiple different drivers. We've got a battle right here for that final spot inside the top 10. And now Fredrickson gonna use the push to pass and make his way by. And now Fredrickson clocked in that final spot inside your top 10. It looks like producer's giving us that thumbs up, so we'll take a look back here, see what happened with Anthony Concha as he made his way down into, I believe, that is the hairpin right there. Concha in that 64 cooking it. A little bit of a lockup. He runs wide. No harm, no foul for Concha. And Oscar Fredrickson. Oh, no, Fredrickson with a moment. He had an issue. And because of this issue right here on screen, heading down into the hairpin, hard on the brakes, overshoots it and spins it. That's going to give Craig Forsyth just enough to get back by, put Forsyth back inside the top 10. That is a hot and heavy battle once again between those two drivers. We'll jump up with that battle as they continue to try to see who's going to have that final spot in the top 10. Under 10 laps remaining, battle for a spot inside the top 10. Craig Forsyth has Oscar Fredrickson. They have Marcus Houston in their Hudson in their sights now. Hudson driver running in that 9th position. The 48 machine up 4 spots from where he started tonight's race with a good run so far here, but now he is in trouble as Craig Forsyth, Oscar Fredrickson begin to close the gap, begin to close the distance in on them. Tonight we took 24 drivers to the starting grid for the ClipThat Canadian Grand Prix. We have still got the 20 drivers out of there on the track, and we have still got, it looks like 12 drivers left on the lead lap. Perino actually being scored 1 lap down now as Craig Forsyth loses that 10th spot. He'll be scored and listed as the last driver on the lead lap. So we've still got 11 drivers left on the lead lap with just 5 laps remaining for when the race leader makes his way back by the start finish line this time by. And there he is. There he goes into turn 13 and 14. That 63 looking mean at the front of the field. A little bit of pace falling off now. Look at that gap over there on the left-hand side of your screen, race fans. That gap was up around 7-8 seconds. Now all the way down to 4.5 seconds. So slowly but surely, Sanders has been able to click off faster laps here in their last time by. Quick time on the speedway, fastest lap of the race, or fastest lap that time by, I should say, for Gavin Sanders, 1:23.42. That is a second quicker than your race leader. Trouble right in front of Fredrickson and Houston. Christopher Kresge with some trouble. Looks like himself and John Christensen get involved in a little bit of on-track incident. We'll take a look back real quick at this one, see how it all went down. There you see the trouble that Christensen had, and now Kresge's troubles. And just looping it off the corner and very close to being just absolutely run over right there. Clean track, smooth sailing in front of Morris. He's just got to navigate little right-hander right here, but really just got to navigate 2 more corners, and he will walk away with the race win here tonight. Down into turn 13. Off of turn 14 for the final time, heading towards the stripe. Race winner, the 63 of Isaac Morris, walks away with the trophy here tonight from Montreal with the Canadian Grand Prix, enjoying his celebrations already. There you can see him, very happy driver inside of that number 63. Gavin Sanders going to cross the line back in the second spot. Julian Altena, there you can see Altena sliding through right now in that one machine, walking away with the 3rd place here tonight. And as you see Isaac Morris continuing to enjoy his post-race celebrations, we're going to get things set up for your post-race interview. So with that being said, race fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Race number 6, now in the books for Velocity Online Racing. The ClipThat Canadian Grand Prix has come to a close, and it looks like things beginning to come to a close here at the track. And up in the booth, looks like we're going to start rolling up a few of the wires and get things ready and set up to head off to Pocono, the Tricky Triangle, next the Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. right here on Turn 3 Racing Network. And with producers hitting those buttons, you know what that music means. It's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results. Walking away with the race win here tonight, the 63 of Isaac Morris. Gavin Sanders going to finish in the 2nd spot, walking away in the 3rd and final podium spot here tonight, the 1 of Julian Altena. Alex Van de Sande going to finish in the 4th spot. Matt Houston back in 5th. Dakota DeMay right there in 6th. Shane Coogan bringing his 29 home in the 7th spot. Oscar Fredrickson making up some positions late in the race. Going to put his 12 machine up in the 8th spot. 9th place goes to Marcus Houston. And rounding out your top 10 here tonight, last driver on the lead lap, the 27 of Craig Forsyth.